Hello, and welcome back to the Tiny Artist TV Color Palette Challenge. I almost forgot what I was doing. Color Palette Challenge, Character Creation Challenge, live streams. Now, if you didn't get the notification on Saturday, I didn't stream on Saturday because I was sick, so that stream did not happen. I do still have that character video in the works, however. I started working on it last night, so you can expect to see that sometime this week, probably. I will go ahead and show you guys a little preview of what you have to look forward to as far as that character is concerned. Let's see here. So here's that. So I did still draw the character. There's still some work that needs to be done, like a little bit of details and shading and whatnot. So that was character number 62, I believe. So that puts us at character number 63 for today, which the color palette is Apple Pie. And I'm going to be creating a orc Eye of Gruumsh. If you are versed in D&D, orc culture, orc lore, the Eye of Gruumsh is a pretty significant feature among orc tribes, and is usually held by a male, but we're gonna make her a woman. So I'm gonna go ahead. I do have some bones here to work with. Just going to spend a little bit of time fleshing out the design a little bit more. I'm not going to worry about setting my timer for today. I'm still feeling just a little like on the tail end, low energy, but I'm going to be focusing on the drawing, and if someone pops in the chat to say hey, I'll say hey, but I don't know if I have the sustained energy to really do any like in-depth discussion, so I might end up doing a voiceover for this particular VOD. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. This is the right pencil. Pull up. Bring this over here. I need to distend that jaw just a little bit. I can just move this as is. That's better. It still needs a little bit of correction. So she's going like this, but it's from the front. This is so messy. I can't see what's happening. Bro, there wasn't anything wrong with the first arm. I'm just overthinking it. This looks wonky as all get out. This one show. This is the back half of all of this would show. I've got to fix this arm. It's going to be one of those days, huh? Can't get this bar to go away. There we go. By the way, I never did figure out what was causing my screen to like zoom in the way it was. I did the exact same thing I did on stream, off stream, and nothing happened. So I'm thinking it's just a weird combination of the way I don't know, something with all of these moving parts moving at the same time. It's causing weird things to happen. The hand is still too big. No, it's fine. I mean, she's probably going to have bigger hands than usual anyway, but I think I fixed it. If it still looks weird by the time I get to the line art, then yeah, I'll fix it. Back to the other elements. I'll just give this. The other antler would be pretty much, with the angle that this is, either lined up or just a little bit further back. Get a shape here. This is not going to be centered properly. Ooh. Yeah, that needs to be able to go all the way back. Okay, does it need to go back further this way? Tilt the hand. And we go further back in the plane. But it's not going to be a sword, it's going to be an axe. So it's going to sit on the ground differently. Unless I have this blade dragging in the ground. It's going to be stone. Do I have stone colors? Not really. Well, I guess it could be like no, that would be too brittle. Well, maybe magically treated then? Sure. Magically treated pumice. The pumice comes in all kinds of colors. We have red pumice in our yard, as a matter of fact, which is like, it's a little more orange, but it'll work in this color, so that's what we're gonna do. What is I? Mitat, so, and orc would be mat. So that's gonna be just to represent I, or to look. Should I do pants? I feel like just doing this is more traditional with what I typically do for my orc characters. And then I can just make some more dramatic folds here and here. Alright, time to bring in the bird. Fortunately, my hand is covering up my reference. It's confusing. I know what needs to happen here, but it's confusing on the sketch layer. Alright, away with ye. And this can come back too. So it's been almost 30 minutes to get the sketch. Not bad. I thought about doing this one as a more painterly style and doing the line art, having my sketch be my line art. This is a first pass. I think I am going to use a pencil brush and then just kind of shade in so it kind of looks more painterly. I'm still not super sure what to do with. I think the way, if I leave the hand like this, it doesn't make sense for her to carry the axe like this. She would have it down grip instead of like palm up, just because of the weight of it. This is definitely more like stanced up, kind of a dramatic. If I do this, the pose of the arm is also going to be different. So we're going to have the knuckles here, and then the weight is going to be, facing down instead of facing up. All right, let's zoom out. Am I happy with this? I think the head needs to be just a little bit bigger. Okay. That one's going to be too textured. Let's do, I think paper is going to be too soft. Let's see what that looks like. It's not bad. I think it is still just a little soft for what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Not a charcoal texture, but a pencil texture. These large earrings are supposed to be wooden circles, so I'll give those just a little bit of texture. I feel so out of practice. I only missed one day of drawing. I even considered streaming yesterday. Obviously I didn't, but maybe I should have. This is not good. It's a little bit better. At 40 minutes. I think if I can get this done, get the sketch done by the end of an hour, I'll be in good shape to get the coloring done. We shall see, since I'm only very partially done with the sketch. So what is this? Is this hair, maybe? It is now. This is the back side of the cloak. See, I was just trying to move this, and for some reason it zooms all the way out. And when I do that off stream, it doesn't happen, and it doesn't always happen. So I have no idea what is causing it to glitch out like that. If y'all see something I don't, like, please explain it to me, because I cannot have this keep happening. it really breaks my flow, and it's very distracting. Looks like we have another viewer in the stream. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's another quiet one, unfortunately, because I'm still not feeling 100% after recovering from the flu over the weekend. So we're just kind of vibing and sketching. And figuring out from the front. Comes up this way. That looks we need to refine the sketch a little bit more, or just get better at drawing hands in general. That would also be great. The way it flows, the back of the forearm does flow with the knuckles like that. I think I'm overthinking it again. I'm not sure how to connect that right now, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to move on to the rest of the sketch, and I'll figure it out later. I'm not going to spend another stream spending 45 minutes trying to draw a hand. If it's something I have to finish off stream, then I will. But I'm not doing that again. I don't have the brain juice to put up with that today. There we go. I just needed to step away from it for a moment. I knew it would come to me. Just had to unlock it in here somewhere. Okay, this... Do I want to draw this or paint this? On the bottom of this metal plaque, there are some, like, tassel-y bits. I think I'm going to go ahead and draw those. Just kind of... Let's see. No tangents. Oh, that's so close, though. I might as well... Or is... That's one of the tassels. That's why. That's why. Alright, I'm at 53. I have most of the line art done. I haven't started on the axe. But I'm going to get this done first. Split that into two, just to make it a little more interesting. This one's going this way. Yeah, so they're just kind of like little leather tassel-y bits. The idea was to have her, like all of her clothing, her cloak and whatnot, be made out of the deer that she's got on her shoulder. And deer aren't this fuzzy. So I'm thinking like the main part, this will still be the sort of buckskin. This will be, the tassels will be, but the skirt and this part will be red. Okay. Where are we going? Where are we going? This is leg. And boot. These sort of short, fuzzy, not short fuzzy, but like short fur boots with the straps. Be a little more matted down here on the bottom. does the boot begin? It's right about here, so I was right. More short fuzz here. Do the back of the drape, the back of the skirt. Just break this up a little bit here. I'd even make the rips in here just a little more battle torn, a little more dramatic. So we can get a few more rips and tears on this side. So this kind of continues on. I think this was actually supposed to wrap around like so. So let's get a little more variation. Okay. Moving on to the toes. And then I guess the axe will be the last thing. I haven't done the back of this hand yet. I mean, it's pick and choose. Something about those fangs is still, the angle on them just isn't quite not down enough. Don't want it to follow the line of her face. I'm trying to avoid tangents, but her face is so small. And if I make the fangs any smaller, she'll look half orc instead of full orc. I just need to redo the mouth. And that's going to be something I come back to in a little bit. I go ahead and finish doing what I can do. Alright, so this is, I've got heel. I'm going to make that a little crusty, a little bedraggled. And then anywhere that there's straps, I'm just going to erase out and make fluffy along the edges. As you do, to show that something is like being restrained or confined texture-wise. So if the strap is here, everything around it is going to be puffier. Get a little bit of fur texture going this way and this in such way. And then it looks like there's here, But this is going to be flat because it's on the bottom of the foot, so that's fine. I'll do a little bit of fuzz here. That's too much. A little bit, just a little bit. It'd be kind of fun to do some little decorations on the feet. Once again, just to kind of break up some of the monotony of all these lines and shapes that's happening, because all of this shape is going to be one color, and then of course all the boot is going to be one color. So to break that up, just so that there's like not nothing happening. That's not quite right. Okay, the feet. There is a crease going along this way. It's very flat. Let's fix that toenail. A little bit of shading here. Yeah, now you can see that there's weight on the foot. Oh, I'm at an hour. Well, maybe if I spend more time, refining the line art, I can just do flats and it'll still look good. My goal for this one was to just kind of get back into a more loosening of style. Because I do want to finish this drawing. I like where it's going so far. And once again, just like a really good downloaded brush. This is, as you can see here, it's the Fast Scribble brush. If you look up Fast Scribble brush in the Clip Studio assets, it will probably be the first thing that comes up. The thumbnail, it's like a sketch of, I guess it kind of looks like a generic fantasy dude, kind of like a Woody Harrelson a la Hunger Games type of character. So this is another good one for, it's got a little bit of tooth if you're wanting just to kind of like marry your line art and your sketches, or at least to get more comfortable with having your sketch be your line art. And you're going for something a little more loose and organic. This is a good pen for that. This one, the crunchy pen that's all the way down at the bottom here. And then the textured pen, that one does come with the program. You don't have to go to the asset store. But yeah. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of shopping around to find what you're looking for. If you're wanting to give your line art a little more life and not spend forever creating the texture yourself. Like what I used to do when I was working in GIMP was I would make my lines extra thick. And there's proof of this in one of my Pokemon Gajinka videos. You can see me making my lines thick and then cutting back into the line. That works, but it takes so long. And so it's just nice to have a program where you can have a pen that kind of, well, first of all, GIMP, even though I was working with the tablet that I have now, did not have line weight variation outside of the calligraphy pens, and the calligraphy pens were usually like, the difference was too stark, if we'll say that. And so it didn't quite have the smoothness of transition from like thin to thick that I was looking for. But that problem has been alleviated by me downloading a new program that actually reads the pen weight or pen pressure. So that's been a fun little addition in my art journey. This is way heavier than I think it needs to be. Just gonna erase a little bit out. I do want some weight in the leather straps to show how thick they are, but I think they're a little too thick compared to the rest of the line art. So we're just gonna... My hand was starting to get a little heavy because it's starting to flare up, which hasn't happened in a while. But yeah, let's see what that looks like. That's better. And now it's more evenly weighted with the rest of the lines that I've already done. Okay, last but not least, before I fix the mouth, let's get this axe done. This is going to be a piece of gnarled wood. I think I have used this color palette before. If I'm not mistaken, I've used this. Yes! What was it? It was the Animal Mashups, Animal Abominations. That's what I called it. It was a Saturday morning shuffle where I took two animals and like blended them together. And of course, randomly generated a color palette to go along with it. But I think this one was a deer and a bear. So it had like the body of a bear and the head of a deer, and it was walking on hind legs because why not? Or if it was it a bear? I know it was a deer for sure because I used the yellow and the brown to do like the spots on the deer's body. Well, I guess we'll just have to go back and watch the video. I think it's a cute one. It's one of my older ones, so I'm not sure about like how well the quality of things have held up. Sometimes when I go back and watch my older videos, just to see the progression of where my channel started and where I am now, where I would like to head. Some of my older videos are like, I may not have had the mic that I'm using now. The recording equipment, as far as like the screen capture equipment, is pretty much, it's the same company, but it's a different actual program. So that's pretty much the same though. But I've gotten better at sound mixing as far as doing like any sort of music or anything for the videos, making sure that the music is not louder than my voiceovers, because that was a problem. Because I couldn't really tell that it was too loud until I'd already uploaded the video, because I don't edit with headphones, and I probably should, but I'll usually just turn my speakers up and see how the sound mixing sounds in that regard. And also just make sure that it's like loud enough that you don't have to turn your phone or whatever you're listening to my videos on all the way up to be able to hear anything. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell, but I think I've gotten better at handling things like that. Where are we sitting? Sitting at an hour 13. Oh, and I still haven't drawn the bird. Okay, let's fix the mouth first. And then, yeah, I think I am just going to end up doing flats for the color, since I've already got some shading. And this is more of a sort of a sketch, realistically, just getting back into the flow of things. And at the end of the day, I did create a character. It doesn't have to be, super duper. I think in my mind, I'm wanting these to be as interesting as possible, but interesting doesn't always have to be like super detailed. A lot of the accounts that I've been following on Instagram are really good about making simple shapes interesting. And a lot of the way they do that is the way they combine their shapes, like the way they draw bodies or accessories, in just like a really like alive, cartoony manner. And so I'm trying to be okay with not making hyper detailed characters all the time in order to make something interesting. Yeah, this is just gonna touch this. I hate that there's a tangent there, but that's where the tooth would fall. It still seems like the jaw is too slack. Hold on a second. I might need to pull up a reference. Yeah, give me just a sec. Let's see. Or I can just look it up on my phone so I don't have to interrupt what's happening. Let's see. I'll call it orc mouth reference. Because the way I'm thinking is that it kind of end up being like sort of the way the teeth on an Oni mask sit. Oh, well, even these aren't like huge, so maybe I'm making the teeth too big. Yeah, huh. Okay. Alright, so let me figure out where the mouth is going to sit. So if the lip is here, this is the bottom lip. And there would be a little bit of weight around the lip here and here. Okay. Now granted, one is a little bit smaller than the other, but their teeth, they don't have to be perfect. I'm not gonna fret about that. A little bit of fuzz, a little bit of shading here. Yeah, I really like the way this pen is mimicking this pencil texture. It's just nice to work with, and it's kind of getting me in a different headspace. Because if I'm working with a pen that's super smooth, I can really get in my head about all the little details, but this, I feel like I'm more comfortable with implying detail than focusing on fine-tuning a lot of things. Is that sharp enough? It's a bird of prey. It's supposed to have a very sharp beak. There we go. Of course, a little bit of pattern in the feathers. This is where the legs are. We've got the feet. They're tucked in. Do a little bit of shading here. So now we've got the back of the wing going like this. All right, I need to turn this because I can't see. My hand is literally getting in the way. a nice little shorthand way to do wings. Back when I was going through my everything needs to have wings phase, I figured out that if you just do this really quickly, you can just kind of make an easy shorthand wing. Well, we're back down to one viewer. That's fine. We're getting close to the end of the stream anyway. Well, kind of, sort of. I'm at an hour 22. Yeah, I'll just go back to drawing. I'll save the art tips for the other video, I guess. I'll put the shading under here. Yeah, this is another one where I cannot get over how good this pen is. And it's probably also helped by the fact that I've been drawing for years, so I can, at this point, just kind of imply certain shapes without too much effort. But again, this is just helping loosen that up a little bit. And the bird almost looks better than the orc. I guess because, you know what a bird is supposed to look like. Let's color the feet in just a little bit more. Too much? Too much. Okay, now I'm at an hour 25. I have got to get some colors laid on here. I don't think it's going to take me 30 minutes to do the colors, but it will most likely take me to the end of the stream to do all the little things that I want to do with this character. Let's see. Alright, sketch layer off. Is there anything I forgot? Doesn't look like it. So I am going to finally get started with the colors with 30 minutes left in stream. Oh boy. Also, I've decided I'm not going to worry about the VODs until... So I'll be taking a break from the end of January to... the end of December to the middle of January, maybe the last week of January, maybe even February. We'll see how I feel. But in the meantime, I will be uploading the remaining VODs from here in that interim. So that just gives me more time to edit everything down and not worry about having to get things uploaded, 2 videos in the same day effectively, like having to do the stream and then edit and upload a video in the same day. So I'm just going to focus on doing the live streams for now and then worry about the editing kind of in my own free time and get those uploaded while I'm on my holiday break. Yeah, I guess that's fine if that's the same color. I can just shade it a little differently. Because it's a different animal. But I can just put like a pattern or something on it, on the fur. Ooh, what color should I make the hair? I don't want to make her blonde. That seems gauche. Little redwood circles here. What should I do? I know the middle's going to be yellow. What do I like better? That feels more natural. Maybe I'll make her hair red then, since a lot of these accents are of the lighter color. And this part as well. The shoes. I'll make the straps red. Of course, this is going to need some major cleanup. This is the crummiest of crumb coats, for sure. Just making sure that everything has a color on it, even if it's not going to end up being the final color. You know, I wasn't like super keen of how like apple green this green is, but it's starting to grow on me a little bit. I'll make this tan. And then these are going to be gold earrings. I guess I'll make this tan too. Yeah, because if her hair is going to be red, there shouldn't be any other red things touching it. Just to kind of make it more readable from a distance. These bones are going to, I'm going to bleach these bones. I'm just going to let's do this. Yeah, so that way these colors are still the main colors. Is this hair or is this fur? This is hair. And this is bone. And this is braid. Hair, feathers. I'll make this one brown and I'll make this one yellow. And these can have some red accents on them. No. Sometimes I'll do that to fill space in just to see what it looks like, and that's not going to work. See, where am I sitting? I'm sitting at 1 hour 34. Oh, you know what? We're not going to use that as highlight. We're going to make the axe greenstone, because even though I said I was going to make it red pumice, there's already so much red here. And this is, it's more of a gray green. So yeah, that works. It also kind of helps push it back into the back a little bit because of how faded it is and how bright this is. Don't worry, I will zoom in once I start cleaning everything up, but I just want to make sure that everything has something right now. This little guy, make that color. I can make these tassels red because this is all going to be red. Or should I make them dark brown? I think dark brown would make more sense considering that they're like, it's tanned hide. I'm trying to decide if I like that, because it's a very like wine red. It's let me try the brown, because I'm thinking it's dark. It's so dark. I don't want to use too much of that color, because in terms of like black, white, and gray, this is my black, these are white, and these are gray. As a matter of fact, let me check something real quick. But I like that better. Going to do this to check my values real quick. What? Why did that? Why is that masked? I didn't put a mask on that. Oh my gosh, clip, please. Layer mask. It's... What in the world? That's wild. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Set it to color. Oh, duh. I had the fill set to the wrong thing. Okay, so now you can see what I'm talking about. The yellow has completely disappeared, so that is white. Got the grays in the middle, and then the red is my black. So when I'm talking about that in my other videos, like I'm not just talking out of my butt, like I'm actually like I can see where the value is. But here's the proof that I know what I'm talking about. And this is of course helps you make sure that you don't have too many values of the same hue touching each other, even if they are the same color when you take the black and white off. So this here is very close, but when I take this off, you can see that, of course, this is green and this is brown, but it is very one note. That's the colors that I have to work with. If I was going to just do this completely different, I would actually make this, instead of this like minty green, as fun and colorful as it is, I would make it more of a forest green and so it would read more dark gray against this lighter gray. But I don't have that, so this is what I'm working with. And the more you involve yourself with color theory and wanting to learn about those types of things, it'll just kind of become ingrained. But until then, you have that little trick. Instead of doing this, which you can also do, is just take this layer, just go to view. Let me see here. No, that's not what I want. I might not be able to find it, but there's a way to change the colors to just make it black and white. Oh, here we go. Convert layer. And then you can just convert it to grayscale and it'll do the same thing for you. The other way is a little bit faster, but yeah, there's multiple ways to check your values. Especially since that second way I just showed you, you would pretty much need to duplicate the layer and then change the value so that you don't mess with the color, but you can just change it back to color. But it's easier to just set up a second layer with the color, fill it in with black, so you can just turn it on and off to check your values at will. Make these red. Have a little pop of color there. Give the bird something to focus on. Alright, does everybody have some sort of color? The bones don't. Those are so inconsequential to the whole design, though. And the bird. Just because I don't have quite the exact colors that I need to make this bird accurate, I'm going to make him as accurate as possible. But it's a fantasy bird. Maybe it's a new type of hawk that's got slightly different coloration than a standard red-tailed hawk. So chest, make that yellow. And granted, I think the reference is actually the red-shouldered hawk and not the red-tailed hawk. So his head and shoulders are like this gorgeous, like orangey red color. But we're doing this. No, first the beak is yellow. And the eye is yellow. So since she's an Eye of Grumpsh, she has sacrificed one of her eyes in order to obtain visions from Grumpsh. And so she uses her hawk as a second set of eyes or eye. Yeah, you can't see that. I'm gonna have to make it. Yeah, that works. So you can at least kind of tell it's sort of magical. No, I don't need that. Okay, so I think everything has crumbs on it. So I can start cleaning up. Ooh, I have 15 minutes left. Should I just cut the stream here and clean it up off screen? I don't want to do that. That feels almost like giving up. I still have 15 minutes. That's plenty of time. And I need to use a different brush. Plenty of time to get this situated and presentable. The biggest thing is going to be figuring out what symbols to put on here. Because Orc and Madokin are very close, but they're not the same. Like, Orc is more harsh. But maybe this is fine. Well, this is Mot. I've already... Motkat? Motkat is... Okay. Motkat. Alright, that works. And then I just remembered that there's the symbol on her belt. I didn't draw that. It's in the sketch layer, so I gotta find it real quick. Just pop that up here. Make that multiply so we can see what I'm doing. And draw that on top. Okay. Now, am I going to be able to clean this up in 15 minutes? Let's find out. We're just going to start from the top, work our way down, cleaning up this Orc Eye of Grumpsh. I might add a little bit of shading just to kind of break up like the colors between here and here, because you can't really see that this is a braid, but right now I want to focus on getting everything cleaned up first and then go back in and add those last little details to make this design more readable overall. Because like from a distance you get the general idea, but there's just some small things that kind of get lost when it's zoomed out, and I want to preserve as much of the overall design as possible. I think I do want to add a little bit of, let's get some wispies. Love doing the wispies. Clean that up. Add a little bit. Change this back. I mean, it's not even like if I wanted to leave it like this, it's very clearly a sketch and not like a finished piece. So maybe no. I was gonna say maybe I'll save it and have this as like one of my work in progress shots that I post to Instagram, but we're not gonna do that. I don't have time to do that. Well, I do, but I don't want to do that on stream. Open up all my files for the internet to see. Not that I haven't done that before, but not in a capacity where like anyone who's not intentionally trying to like look at my information would be able to like just focus in on that. Is this shirt? This is not quite. This is going to need a little TLC. This is where if I decided to do this as a painting, this step would be a lot easier because I would just end up doing the shirt on a separate layer and then just kind of shading underneath to show that there's some volume there. Yeah, my lines are a little confusing. I think this is supposed to be in shadow. Let me fix that real quick. This is part of the shirt. It's like a... Yeah, it is just something that's in shadow there. Alright, back to cleaning up. I have 10 minutes left. Everybody else that joined is left because this is the most boring part of the creation process. Shocking absolutely nobody. Is it negative if it's realistic? Possibly. I need to get better about keeping some of my thoughts to myself. I saw a post on Instagram recently that was like, don't, like, I don't post reels, but basically, like, artists, don't be negative in your reels. It's XYZ. And so I've been kind of aware of, like, sometimes I end up doing that on stream. But I like to be candid in my thought process. Unfortunately, my brain is often very mean to me and very mean in its perception of how the world perceives me. I have this constant fear that I'm not doing good enough, and sometimes that is reinforced, especially if I have nothing else, no other evidence stating otherwise, that my perception is inaccurate. But I'll try to be more positive, especially since we're in the week of Thanksgiving. So I should be in a mind of thankfulness. And sometimes it's hard, and that's the reality of it. And I feel like if I fake If I fake that, I'm doing my audience a disservice. Because this is part of the process. This is what you come for. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know without feedback. I'm still just guessing at so many things. But I think for the most part, most of my audience is interested mainly in the finished product and not the process itself, as far as I can tell. And I would love to be proven wrong, but so far I'm not seeing that. And again, if that's the reality of the situation, that's fine. So, like, I completely get it. Like, as a viewer, I completely get wanting to fast forward to the end result. Because if you are, you know, wanting to pass some time as opposed to wanting to learn, you're going to look for different things in the content that you consume. And so far, YouTube has fed me more so to an audience to which I need to cater my personality in a way that's not quite natural to who I am as an artist. But if I want to make this a full-time job eventually, I will need to bend to the algorithm and play the game. Now, of course, don't let that make you think that I'm going to completely change who I am as an artist. I may just change what I leave in and what I take out. So at the end of the day, I'm still just a little weirdo who likes drawing orcs and fairies and biblically accurate angels. And if that's your jam, then stick around for the ride. I have 5 minutes left. I think most of this has been cleaned up. Was I able to actually clean this whole thing up? And nope. There's still a lot up here. Well, the main idea has been executed. And it just really needs to be cleaned up and polished, and I'll end up doing that off stream. Yeah, if that's the case, I might as well go ahead and end things here, because there is still so much just crumbs everywhere, crumbs all over my canvas. I can always just start by being a cleaner painter, but where's the fun in that? So I'm gonna go ahead and end stream here, and let me get everything situated. I'm gonna switch this up. Yeah. So I will post the finished version on Instagram, and then of course the finished version will also be on the VOD that I post over my winter break. So sometime in January, this will go up. Yeah, I don't, for the most part, like from here, it's clean. You can see what's happening, but there's details that I need to add in, like in here, and then a little bit of shading in here, because right now this all just looks like one big red blob. A little bit here so that you can see her braids in the back, and just little things everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, but I'll see you guys later.